I'm gonna go happily ever after for one of many reasons. One, I've seen happily ever after. I have not seen sensational. Two, sensational is more of like the projection on a water thing, which
Hmm.
I'm not necessarily a fan of personally. Whereas like the fireworks, the Main Street projections, the Cinderella Castle projections, the music, like
Yeah.
really just does it for me in Happily Ever After. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I will cry every time Happily Ever After starts. Like, no, it's happening. Like
Yeah.
that, it does something. So it's just really well put together. So I have to go Happily Ever After, hands down.
Yeah. I would too. And even though I know we talk about it all the time that we're not really the fireworks to show people, but I mean, like that first time that we went and we watched it with the kids sitting there. It's a memory that you won't forget.
Yeah.
Just because we didn't know. Like I didn't research a lot of things even back then before I went. And so, you go and you experience this for the first time and it's on the castle and you get all the feelings and it's definitely I feel like it's more of an emotional attachment than you would get watching the
And I mean,
sensational
you
one.
bring up a really great point. Like, I think you helped me make the decision for the overall round. But like, happily ever after really is like, a couple weeks ago when we were talking with that family that's going to Disney in the middle of May,
Mhm.
just like their kids like talked about Cinderella's castle and like showing
Right.
them pictures and things like that. Like, that is the icon that when people go to Disney, that's what they think of.
Yeah.
Like, and Disney does do a really good job of bringing the emotion and really making it a core memory between the castle and the story that they tell. So, like, I mean, you really do bring up a point. Like, that really does kind of seal it in for a lot of people. Whereas, like, you go to
Yeah.
Sensational, and Sensational may be a great show. Like, again, I've never seen it. It really could be a great show, but I can't see Sensational having the impact that Happily Ever After does on a lot of people.
Right.
What is up, and welcome back to what episode are we on? 27?
27.
Welcome back to episode 27 of Going Beyond the Castle. I am your host, Fred Riley, and with me, as always, is the fabulous podcast princess, Lori Talamo.
That's me.
Tonight, we're breaking down Disney versus Universal. So this is going to be an interesting episode, um, especially because you know, I am obsessed with Disney. So we'll see. There's definitely some Universal rides that may take the cake. So we'll
Yeah.
see. But yep, tonight
Same.
we're gonna do a breakdown of Disney versus Universal rides, and we're gonna talk all things rides. So yeah, not much. There's not much announcements this week. I don't think it was a pretty dead
No, I
week.
looked and I think because we hit so many announcements last week with the what's new. The only thing I did see, and I didn't even put it in the notes, was there is a Disney Plus promotion out right now for the summer.
They did
So
put
if you're
that.
a Disney Plus member and you're looking to go over the summer, they have some really low rates, like $99 a night at some of the value resorts.
Yeah.
So, but that was about all the new stuff that came out. I mean, there's a ton of stuff coming out about Epic, but I feel like we can't really announce that yet because it's all too new.
Yeah. We'll see more epic stuff to come in the coming weeks.
Yeah,
So lots of exciting things happening at Epic Universe. Seems like every other day they're making announcements in the Universal group. So
yeah,
definitely things to get excited about as we start seeing more footage of Epic Universe and things like that. So yeah, definitely more to come
yep.
for
Gotta be
Epic,
fun.
and then we're gonna have to
It's
redo
gonna.
this whole thing and compare Epic rides.
Yeah, I know. Because well, it's funny because when I was looking at some, when I was doing some research, and of course, I use AI sometimes, and it was like throwing in rides. I'm like, no, we can't use those rides yet. Can't compare.
Yeah, so
So
yeah, fun times.
yeah,
Make sure you guys stay tuned for the end of the episode because we do have some things to announce in the upcoming weeks.
yep,
Um,
exciting
so,
stuff.
yeah, so we got some things coming up in the next couple weeks that we're going to talk about at the end. But yeah, I say I'm going to let you lead the show. and I'm
Got it.
just gonna vote Disney the whole way.
It's crazy because I tried to be neutral, so I didn't want to like schedule or like pick the rides myself on all of it. So that's why I used a lot of like just researching, asking questions,
Yeah.
because I didn't want to skew the way I felt. But as I'm looking at some of them, I'm like, gosh, this is going to be so hard.
I peeked at some, and that's gonna be challenging.
Yeah. So because of course we're both like diehard Disney, but Universal does have some of my favorite rides. And so and then when it kind of populated them against each other, I'm like, I wanted to change them, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll let it be. I'll let it be a fair thing. And another thing that was difficult too, kind of pairing them because like there was categories of like best classic ride, best iconic ride, and they could all kind of go in different categories. So just roll with us, and we're just putting them, I think, in just the best category that I felt like they would fit in.
That's fair.
Yeah. So the way we're going to do it is each category has 2 rounds. And so we'll put up in round 1, we'll put up our Disney against Universal ride. Then we'll do round 2, do the same thing. And then at the end of that round, we'll say out of the 2 winners, which one we feel like would be the top ride. And I'm going to take notes so that way I can see at the end how many Disney and how many Universal rides we each pick.
I'm glad you're taking notes because I was not prepared for that at all this evening.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's my job. You do all the fun technical
There we
stuff. So
go.
I got to do something.
That's fair.
Okay. So category 1 is best
one.
classic ride. And so for round 1, we're doing Disney Ride, Haunted Mansion. I already know where you're going. Disney Ride is Haunted Mansion. Universal Ride is E.T.'s Adventure.
E.T.'s Adventure is literally the very last ranked ride I would ever put on anything. It is essentially the remake of Peter Pan's Flight, but E.T.
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, loved E.T. growing up. I did watch E.T. And I have ridden the E.T. Adventure ride. But if you gave me the option to pick between Haunted Mansion and E.T.'s Adventure,
Yeah.
I'm going to Haunted Mansion every single time.
Yeah,
Hands
same.
down.
I mean, and we've talked about it before. I make my family ride ET with me. It is kind of a weird ride,
It is.
but it's something that it's almost like a small world. Where it's something something I feel like I need to do when I go. However, up against Haunted Mansion, you definitely can't pick ET. So that would be a Haunted Mansion one for me as well.
Also, Small World is not something I feel I need to do each time. I would just like to put that out there. That's
Really?
no. Haunted Mansion for sure. If I don't ride Haunted Mansion, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, I mean, my family doesn't care to ride ET or It's a Small World, but
That doesn't surprise me.
it's
Although I am excited to ride It's a Small World at Disneyland because I've
yeah, because
heard
it's different.
totally different. So we'll see.
Yeah, that'll
But
be
yes,
fun.
round 1 goes to Haunted Mansion. Easy all day.
Gotcha. Okay, Haunted Mansion, Haunted Mansion. All right, so for round 2 for best classic ride is It's a Small World, and for Universal, Hogwarts Express.
Hogwarts Express is not a ride,
I know. I mean, it's an attraction.
but I'm gonna vote for it. Like I am
Yeah.
all day. Like it's just the coolest feeling in the world to ride the Hogwarts Express to Hogwarts. Like, sorry, all day.
Yeah. And I'm going It's a Small World.
Okay.
I
Okay.
I like Hogwarts Express, but again, since I guess I'm not a huge
Potterhead.
Harry Potter fan, I'm not a Potterhead. It's not as important to me. I mean, obviously, I like it, if we're going to ride it to get park to park.
Yeah.
And it is cute, but I got to go. It's a Small World.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
Hogwarts Express. There's just something about walking out and seeing the Hogwarts Express that will always do it for me over walking out and seeing It's a Small World boat. So
I get it. I get it. So, now is the question of do you pick Haunted Mansion or do you pick Hogwarts Express?
yeah, because I'm fine without riding the Hogwarts Express. I will go home mad the whole way if I don't ride Haunted Mansion. So Haunted Mansion, hands down.
Yeah. I think I would pick Haunted Mansion too. I mean, again, I like, I mean, It's a Small World, but it's more of just one of those, like, I mean, I like to ride Dumbo when we go to,
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like one of those kind of things. Yeah, we went one time when we took my in-laws. Nobody wanted to ride it, but my mother-in-law had never been, so her and I rode Dumbo together.
I'm taking Jamel on Dumbo when we go next month.
Yeah, you have to. I mean,
Although, no offense to the individual who created these rankings. But can we really say Hogwarts is a classic ride?
Well, that's what I'm saying. There was other ones that fit in like iconic or best themed,
That's fair.
but I let it generate some of these.
Right. Again, no offense to the creator.
No offense taken.
Yeah, Haunted Mansion was going to win regardless. I know what's
Yeah.
not going to win on the next one, hands down.
Oh, I know it's not going to win too. It's funny because as I looked at some of them, I'm like, I know what Fred's going to pick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the next category is best dark ride, which I don't really know. I guess I don't know. Round one is Disney's is Rise of the Resistance over in Galaxy's Edge, or over in Universal Skull Island, Reign of Kong.
I have very faint memories of Skull Island, Reign of Kong.
It's pretty intense.
I have very clear memories of Rise of the Resistance. Hands down, top ride. Like Disney, like Rise of the Resistance, like the queue in itself, like I'd be fine just doing the queue and walking out. Like
Yeah.
such a
Oh
cool
yeah.
queue. Like, you know, between riding the spaceship and then getting intercepted and, you know, going through interrogation, like all that. It's just the queue itself makes the ride what it is. So yeah, that one's like easily hands down all day. Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah. This one actually populated in a few different categories, and I'm like, no, we want to have different, to give different rides options. But yeah, definitely. I remember the first time we went, because again, I don't watch the Star Wars movies. So, I mean, I knew enough about the characters. So, like, I knew who, but just the whole experience, I was blown away, top notch. I mean, I feel like we're not going to give spoilers because at this point, if people don't know what it is, it's been open forever.
Oh, no.
But
If
I
I
hate
say
saying stuff, but
something,
it was just
if I tell you something about a ride at this point and you get offended, that's on you. Like
right.
all of these rides have been open for a hot minute. I'm
So
sorry if you don't go to Disney 2 times a year like some of us.
yeah. But the whole room with the stormtroopers,
Oh yeah,
it's like the part right there.
such a great ride. It does have a downfall in that it constantly random parts of it break down, and it takes forever to get fixed. But that's technology. That's when you have a multi-million-dollar ride
Yeah, you're gonna have some issues. Yeah, that little drop will get you every time.
every time. I'm not telling Jamel about it.
Yeah, I don't think we told my in-laws either. Like when we took them, I don't think because I don't want things spoiled for me. I want to experience it
Yeah.
for the first times.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so round two is over in Disney, which will soon be there no more. A dinosaur, or over at Universal, Revenge of the Mummy.
You really should have put that dinosaur somewhere else and at least given it a chance. Like, I want you to go
It's
first because I want to hear yours because I know you love Revenge of the Mummy. I know you also love Dinosaur.
Yeah, actually, I think I'm gonna go Revenge of the Mummy.
See, you should have given it a solid chance. Like,
Yeah, I
do
mean,
that with ET, and then let's have a
true, and Dinosaur would have won. Yeah, no, I mean, I love Dinosaur. It is fun. I think what I like about Dinosaur is how much Olivia doesn't like Dinosaur.
yeah.
So I think that's the fun part of it. It is very jerky, and so it's a kind of a rough ride. I mean, it's cool though, but I think that's more of the
It's open to the end
attraction
of the
to it.
year.
It says I don't think they gave a date, but I think it's closing at the end of this year.
Maybe I'll go ride it one last time.
You should.
Maybe I'll take Jamel on it just so he can experience it and get whiplash.
Yeah, I already told Olivia, I'm like, well, be prepared because Dinosaur's still open. So we're going to ride it in May.
Gonna do it.
We're going to do it one more time. Yeah. But I am going to go Revenge of the Mummy because that ride was super awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote Revenge of the Mummy like easily all day. It's just such a great ride, built based off a classic movie. It really is just
Yeah.
top tier ride. Effects on it are fabulous too.
Yeah. And what's crazy is I don't even know if I saw that movie. I feel like I must have.
There's like 20 of them, so
But
just pick one.
yeah, probably not then. But yeah, it's super cool.
Now I'm gonna watch
So
the
now,
Mummy series.
yeah, I'm still trying to get through the first Harry Potter movie
Oh my god!
again. Because I want to be able to sit down and watch it and focus and not watch it while I'm working or doing other stuff. And it's very rare that I'm sitting on my sofa or anything and I'm not working. So, but I definitely I want to watch them before I go in May because
I'm gonna have to talk with Rachel, and we're gonna figure out a Harry Potter day. and we're
Yeah, we have
gonna
a
watch all the
marathon,
movies. Yes, all
movie
the movies.
marathon.
You have to start about 6 a.m.
Yeah, or at least get to. I was told that I need to go up to at least the fifth movie
You have to
before
do
I go
all
in
of them,
May.
including the Fantastic Beasts series.
Oh gosh, I don't know. Hopefully they don't stay
So we have like 10
super
movies
weird.
to watch
Oh
in one
gosh, and they
day,
like 2 hours.
2 hours each.
I mean, if I stay home all day one day and just
Hey, every
into
day's
the
a half
next
day
day.
if you leave early.
True. All right, so now Rise of the Resistance or Revenge of the Mummy.
Rise of the Resistance.
Yep, same.
Like Revenge of the Mummy is great, and like I said, the effects on that one are great. But Rise of the Resistance, big Star Wars fan. Didn't used to be, but am now. It's just, and the effects on that one are just mind blowing, easy
Yeah,
all day.
yeah. This is where the fun one's going to come in.
See, and
Yeah,
now
so
like,
far Disney's winning.
but see, the problem is right. Like Disney and Universal have different rides.
Right.
Disney just tends to do Universal's really good at the ride. Disney's really good at the experience, and so it's hard to compare the two. But Disney all
Yeah.
day.
Yep. It is. Yeah, it is totally different. So it was kind of hard pairing some of them up. That's why I tried to just let it generate, and I was
Yeah,
just like, we'll just roll with it. All right. So category 3 is best high speed coaster, which I feel like I know who's going to win this one. Maybe I don't know.
hands
I'm
down.
torn.
Oh, hands down, I already know.
Okay, so round 1, Disney ride Expedition Everest, Universal ride Velocicoaster. This is a hard one for me because I love both of those rides.
I've never ridden Velocicoaster. However,
Ugh.
it looks like a top tier ride. It does. It looks like a fabulous
It,
ride.
which is crazy because when I rode it the first time, I was like, I'll never ride this again. And then last summer, Olivia and I rode it, and we're like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. I want to do it again.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Velocicoaster, even though I've never ridden it, just because like it really just does look like Expedition Everest is a great ride. Like, don't get me wrong, the different aspects of Expedition Everest, going the backwards and all that stuff, like really it makes it a great ride. But like
Yeah.
Velocicoaster, if you're really talking that high speed coaster, Velocicoaster is the top tier coaster between those two.
Yeah. For
Like
sure. Yep.
between
That's what I would
between the
pick too.
corkscrews, between
Going
the
upside down.
upside down, like that's gonna be of those two,
Yeah.
hands down
It's funny because I saw a TikTok and they were like, "What do you mean?" And it was like, I don't know what they're called, but where you can, or like on what's that other app, CapCut, and like
Yeah.
you can like, it's the person they kept saying over and over, like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" And then the text it was like, when you find out that Velocicoaster is a lap bar and not an over the shoulder. I'm like, yeah,
I
that
didn't
was
know
pretty
that.
scary.
That
Oh yes, it's a
sign
lap
me up.
bar.
Sign me up. I'm
It's
down.
a lap bar. We kept like pulling on it. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to fall out of this thing, but it's pretty secure. So, all right, round 2 is Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind,
Round's over.
or the Hulk.
Yep. Guardians all day. Best roller
Yeah.
coaster I've ever ridden in my entire life. If you ever try to compare anything to Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, I will pick Guardians of the Galaxy every single time.
Yes, it is. It is so awesome.
The smoothest, fastest, like oh, the
Yeah, and it's
spinning
crazy
part
because
where
I
you're
think
going around the globe and you're just going around the Earth, and it's just like
yes,
you can't like you're spinning and you can't even tell. Like it's just
yeah, it's crazy because I'm not a huge fan of Space Mountain. I used to love it, but Space Mountain just kind of, as I'm getting older, it freaks me out. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'll ride it if I have to, but I do compare Cosmic Rewind to that a little bit just because it's kind of similar as far as the track, but it's so much better.
the difference between Guardians and Space Mountain is that Guardians meets the current safety standards.
Right.
Space Mountain doesn't. I can't put my hands up because if I do, they're gonna get taken
It's going to
off.
get chopped off.
Like
Yeah.
I wrote Space Mountain the very first time, and I was like, nope.
Yeah.
Like
It's crazy. I mean, like, I legit get on there and I'm like, why did I do this? And then I start praying, like, God, please don't let this thing fall apart. Don't let us fly off. Don't let my children die on this ride. But
I don't know how that
I
ride's
know.
still going.
Yeah.
I don't know how somebody has not lost their hands on that ride.
Right.
What's
Yeah.
crazy is so Disney World Space Mountain is one person, but Space One at Disneyland is 2 people per, so I'm
Yeah, side to
excited
side,
to
huh? Yeah, I feel like I
excited.
would maybe like that better, side by side. I remember when we first went, the kids were 9 and 6.
Yeah.
And so I remember, like, I think it was Olivia that sat in the middle. And so I'm like, I reached up trying to hold on to her hands or whatever because we were side by side, but she took it like a pro. I don't know how after Everest traumatized her, but she rode it. So I guess I don't even have to ask this one
You
between
might as well.
Guardians and Velocicoaster, which one's gonna
Guardian.
win?
Guardian, hands down.
Guardians. Yep. I'm
Disney's
definitely seeing a
3 and
pattern
0.
here. Like,
I'm telling you, it's just although this next one,
yeah, the next one is
well,
not. I know this one's gonna be tough for you. Not for me. I already know where I'm going. Okay, so the next round, and this is why I said it's so hard the categories because they could go in multiple categories, but category 4 is most iconic.
what do you define as most
I don't
iconic?
know. Well, because the way I looked at it was like, of course, when you think Magic Kingdom, you're thinking Space Mountain. Like that's one of the rides that Magic Kingdom is known for. So iconic in that sense, I guess. Same as the other one, round 2. And then same thing for Universal round 1, Hagrid's. Of course, when I talk about Universal, that's one of the top rides that I talk about. So I guess that's why it fell into iconic.
I don't
But
like
hands down, I already know where I'm going. It's Hagrid's.
Yeah, I mean, for round 1, I'm gonna say Hagrid's. I mean, it's easily one of the it's easily one of the longest waits at Universal. It's
I'm
such a
glad it wasn't
ride,
in the
like
same round as Guardians because that would have
yeah,
made me really struggle.
but also, like, I'm also trying to keep an, like, idea of, like, most iconic, like, hard to say what the most iconic between the 4 of these is, but, for Universal, for sure, like, I think when people go to Disney, they think of a lot of different rides for the
Yeah.
most iconic, but really, like, Universal, like, Hagrid's has always been one of the top tier rides for Universal, at
Yeah.
least until Epic Universe opens. We'll see once Epic Universe opens.
Right. Yeah. All right. So round 2, Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean or Universal's Hollywood Rip Rocket.
Pirates all day.
Yeah. Same.
See, now, when you ask me to pick between Hagrid's and Pirates, that's really it's gonna be like,
Not for me. I'm Hagrid's all the way.
see, I know, and
It
I'm
is
gonna
more of I don't know if it's because it's iconic. I mean, it is, but it's just because it's my favorite. I
I'm
think
gonna go with
Hagrid's.
Hagrid's. I have a passion for Pirates of the Caribbean. I do. That is also another ride that if I do not ride it when I'm at Disney, I will be extremely butthurt. However, not everybody feels that way. But I can
Yeah.
tell you a lot of people go to Universal and look forward to Hagrid's. Like it truly
Yeah.
is of the 4 an iconic ride. Like whereas Pirates is like it's more of an iconic ride for the like I would say the older people, like because they know the movies, they know the ride. Whereas like you ask anybody, as long as they like roller coasters, Hagrid's is going to be where it's at.
Yeah. That ride is
So
so
yeah,
awesome.
I got to give this one to Universal.
Yep, same. All right, so what is next? Next, in some of these I haven't done, so we'll just roll with it. Best water ride. So round 1, Tiana's Bayou Adventure versus Universal's Jurassic Park River Adventure.
I've never ridden Jurassic Park,
Me either.
but I have ridden Tiana's, and I do love the movie Tiana's, or not Tiana's, but Princess and the Frog. Um, so I'm gonna go with Tiana's Bayou Adventure, especially just because like I really do feel like Disney did a really solid job with the storytelling in that one. Then I want to take into consideration the best water ride. So like I've never really got that wet on Tiana's Bayou Adventure, but like Jurassic Park River Adventure looks very different. And so if like you're wanting to get soaked, like that may be the better ride. But then
Yeah,
again, I've heard of people also getting soaked on Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and maybe I've just gotten lucky the handful of times I've ridden it. Yeah,
yeah,
Tiana's still love it.
yeah. And so I haven't done either one. So I'm basing Tiana's really kind of on Splash Mountain as far as the ride itself, maybe not necessarily the theming. And that's the one that I would pick too. I know Jurassic has the big drop as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now I'm like you, I'm kind of questioning
See?
because
Like it's
I
very
feel like,
easy to go off of and just be like Tiana's because I've ridden it. It's a great ride.
yeah,
But you have to take into consideration the whole aspect of best water ride.
Actually,
Like,
I'm going to change mine. I'm going to change to Jurassic because I have looked at some, because I knew I wasn't going to ride that one. So I have looked at some ride videos and just riding through the water and then the
yeah.
dinosaurs coming out. I think that's pretty cool. So I'll give Jurassic that one.
All right. So we got a split way on that one.
Yeah. First one. Okay, so round 2 is going to be Disney's Cali River Rapids versus Universal's Popeye and Bluto's barges,
I don't
which
know.
I have not rode the barges, and I will not because I don't want to get that soaked. You literally get drenched on that ride.
Yeah. And which is why, like, Cali River Rapids, you get a little wet.
Yeah,
But that's also one of the rides that, like, it's typically your shoes get soaked. And then
yeah,
you got to be that one unlucky person that just goes under a waterfall.
right.
But other than that, you got a solid chance of making it out.
Yeah, but Popeye, they're getting drenched.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Popeye.
Yep, I think I am too. And then
So
it's
now,
cute. I was just to say, like, the little area is cute. And then they have this is the one where they have where you can stand on the boat and actually
yeah,
spray the people going down with the water. But yeah. So now
now
the
we have to
fun
pick
one,
between the three.
Tiana's versus Popeye for you.
I think I'm gonna do Popeye. I do.
Yeah,
Tiana's is a great ride story wise, but I think Popeye's is a better ride, water ride.
yeah. And then for me, I'm gonna pick between the two. I'm gonna stick with Jurassic.
Okay. So either way, Universal wins that one.
Yep. So Universal's getting up there.
Give it time; they'll go back down.
Okay. So the next one, and this one was so hard finding shows, some of the shows. The first one populated very easily. The second one was a little bit more. So category 6 is best show slash experience. Round 1 is Festival of the Lion King versus the Born Stuntacular.
Festival, hands down. Like the Stuntacular, fabulous show. Like, don't get me wrong, they do such a good job with the storytelling and really pulling you in to like what it's like to be a secret agent and all that stuff and get to experience it. But Festival of the Lion King just does something to me every time. Like, it's just such a gorgeous. I mean, I do love the Lion King, so that helps. But
Yeah.
just the acting and just everything in that show is just fabulous.
Yeah. I'm actually going to go Born.
Okay.
Maybe because our one experience with Festival of the Lion King was right after someone had a meltdown and it was a family feud right as we were going in. I don't know. I mean, it was amazing. I love the show. It definitely is one that kind of pulls you in, but
Yeah,
I don't know. When I went into Universal that time and did Born, it just kind of blew me away. And I think since that one's more fresh, maybe that's why.
that's fair.
That was just an awesome show. And round 2 is going to be pure speculation for me because I haven't actually experienced either one of them. So Disney's Beauty and the Beast live on stage or Universal's horror makeup show.
I have never seen the Universal Horror Makeup Show.
Me either. And I don't think I ever would. So I will, by default, pick Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick
Because
Beauty and
that's
the
not,
Beast because I've seen it. Like, it is a really great show. Like, they do a really good job with it. I think this one ultimately comes down to what your preference is. Like,
yeah.
if
I mean,
you
that's
are,
kind of creepy against,
yeah,
you
if
know,
you are a Disney buff and you love Beauty and the Beast, it really is a great show. Like, they just do such a good job with it. Whereas, if you're more on like the horror side of the house, like the horror makeup show may be better for you. So really, like, I would say
yeah.
this one is a tie. Like, it's hard to pick between the two because they're two very different shows and experiences. But I would have to stick with Beauty and the Beast because I have seen it. I do enjoy it.
Yeah. Sweet. So I'm sure this is a no brainer between Festival of the Lion King and Beauty of the Beast. Lion King.
Yeah, Lion King,
Yep.
hands down.
And for me, it would be Born.
Yeah.
So
This
look
next,
at me. I got 1, 2, 3 Disney and 3 Universal.
I don't want to vote on this next one.
I know. Because I know which 2 you're going to pick.
Oh yeah.
Which
Oh,
is probably
hands
going to be
down.
the 2 that I would pick. But okay. So best nighttime show. Round 1, Happily Ever After at Disney, or Universal's Sensational Symphonic Spectacular, which I think that's the new one
It is.
that's out on the water. So
Which I'm gonna go Happily Ever After for one of many reasons. one, I've seen Happily Ever After. I have not seen Sensational. Two, Sensational is more of like the projection on a water thing, which
Mhm.
I'm not necessarily a fan of personally. Whereas like the fireworks, the Main Street projections, the Cinderella Castle projections, the music, like
Yeah.
really just does it for me in Happily Ever After. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I will cry every time Happily Ever After starts. Like, no, it's happening. Like
Yeah.
that, it does something. So it's just really well put together. So I have to go Happily Ever After, hands down.
Yeah, I would too. And even though I know we talk about it all the time that we're not really the fireworks to show people, but I mean, like that first time that we went and we watched it with the kids sitting there. It's a memory that you won't forget.
Yeah.
Just because we didn't know. Like I didn't research a lot of things even back then before I went. And so, you go and you experience this for the first time and it's on the castle and you get all the feelings and it's definitely I feel like it's more of an emotional attachment than you would get watching the
And I mean,
sensational
you
one.
bring up a really great point. Like, I think you helped me make the decision for the overall round. But like Happily Ever After really is like, a couple weeks ago when we were talking with that family that's going to Disney in the middle of May,
Mhm.
just like their kids like talked about Cinderella's castle and like showing
Right.
them pictures and things like that. Like that is the icon that when people go to Disney, that's what they think of.
Yeah.
Like, and Disney does do a really good job of bringing the emotion and really making it a core memory between the castle and the story that they tell. So, like, I mean, you really do bring up a point. Like, that really does kind of seal it in for a lot of people. Whereas, like, you go to
Yeah.
Sensational, and Sensational may be a great show. Like, again, I've never seen it. It really could be a great show, but I can't see Sensational having the impact that Happily Ever After does on a lot of people.
Right. Yeah. We watched bits and pieces of it because we happened to be there and we saw it going on, but then we ended up going ride stuff. So we
Yeah.
didn't. So round two over at Disney's Hollywood Studios Fantasmic or Universal Nighttime Lights on Hogwarts Castle.
All right, Fantasmic theme song was going in my head. Fantasmic.
Yeah, same.
Like Fantasmic is just such a great show. Like
It is awesome.
it is such a cool show between the pyrotechnics. The fun fact we got really good seats the first time that we took my parents. We had never really got that good of seats before. So we didn't know how wet we were gonna get in that
In the
show.
front.
And my parents were so mad. But it really is just a great show, especially all the characters that come out on the boats and the story of Mickey. Like, I'm excited to see Disneyland's Fantasmic. I'm
Oh,
hoping
yeah.
our VIP tour can get us into that. We'll see. Because there's 10 of us, so if it was my pick, I
Yeah.
would say that's the one thing
That's the one
he or
thing.
she does for us. But yeah,
Yeah.
like Fantasmic just really is a great show. Like, and one of my favorite things about Fantasmic is like the punk rock Disney music they played before the show, and as you exit, like it really just does it for me.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun. We did, I think I talked about it before too. We did a dessert party there for one of my agency trips and that was super cool. Till it started raining and then we were all just soaked, but
Yeah,
it was still fun.
I didn't get to see Fantasmic my last trip, so I'm gonna be very salty if I don't get to see it on this next trip.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Yeah. I might try to get the fam to if we can hang one night and do it again.
Yeah.
Who knows?
They have an
So if you
early
had to
show
pick
for you
between
guys.
right, yeah, we do the early one. If you had to pick between Happily Ever After and Fantasmic, what are you picking?
I think this was really hard for me at first, just because I do have a strong passion for both of these shows. They're easily my top two of the four nighttime shows. Well, now three, because Animal Kingdom had to go and get rid of their nighttime show. They're easily my top two, but I think going back to the point that we mentioned earlier, like the core memory that Happily Ever After creates in so many people makes it the best nighttime show.
Gotcha. Yep. Yeah, I get it too. I guess I don't know. I guess I have more of a chance of us sticking around for Fantasmic than the other
And that's
fireworks.
fair. Like again, and I mean,
Yeah.
you and I are
I
prime
will on my trip
examples.
when I go with my friends though. When we
Yeah,
go in December.
I mean, you
Yeah.
and I are prime examples that everybody does Disney differently. Like
Yeah.
Of the thousands of people that bombard the center of Magic Kingdom an hour before the show starts to get a good seat, there was
Right.
equally another 1,000 something people that are like, let's go catch
We're
rides.
out of here.
Like,
Right.
everybody does Disney differently.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Best family friendly ride. This was hard for Universal because they don't have a ton right now.
People mover.
So round one, Disney, Peter Pan's Flight, or High in the Skies, Seuss Trolley.
Peter Pan. Like, I'm not a big fan of Peter Pan. I don't see what the hype is behind Peter Pan, but it is a great kid ride and it's
Mhm.
great for families, Yeah. I mean, I gotta go Peter Pan's Flight. Like,
Yeah, I do like it too. And I guess because we talk about stuff so much, I feel like I talked about this, but when we did the lightning lane with my in-laws, I'm pretty sure, or one trip, and like the lightning lane, you skip the whole queue. And I'm like, which is great because that queue is so long because
yeah, it
it's
is.
the ride, it takes a long time to load people in that ride. So it takes forever. But the queue is like really the fun part of it.
This just popped in my head. I read somewhere, I can't remember where I read it, but the new Harry Potter ride at Epic Universe. I heard it was made to hold people for up to 7 hours. Like it can take you that long to go through the entire queue if
Wow.
it is at full capacity. Sorry, you said the longest queue ever, and I was like, I
Yikes.
read somewhere that ride can be up to 7 at the queue is up to 7 hours.
Yeah, I would never ride it.
No, I would go
If
home.
yeah, I'd be like, I'm done. That's why I needed to keep May and June. So that
Yeah,
way between 3 days I could try to
yeah.
get all the stuff in.
But anyway, yes, best family friendly Peter Pan.
Yes, Peter Pan. Okay, so round two, and I am not gonna lie, I threw this one in there because it didn't get picked for anything, and I'm like, we gotta have this one. This could have really been one of the iconic rides too, or classics. Is Disney's People Mover or Universal's Flight of the Hippogriff? Hippogriff? I'm going People Mover. That's
I'm
like one of our
actually
favorites.
gonna go with People Mover
Oh, are you?
solely I love Flight of Hippogriff. I do. I think it's a great, starter roller coaster ride if you're trying to introduce your kids to roller coasters. I really do. However, it is compared very similarly to what's that one back in
Barnstormer?
Barnstormer. It's compared to that. Both of my children were super excited to ride their first roller coaster, and then they got on Barnstormer and it hated me. So it, I can't really say it's a family friendly ride because it's not for everybody.
Gotcha.
So like keeping in the mindset of the best family friendly,
Yeah.
like I don't see who could be mad about riding the People Mover.
Yeah. No, me either. It's such a
It
cool
is.
little ride.
I love the People Mover. Good
Yep.
memories on that one.
All right. We got a good bit left to go. Okay. Best themed ride.
We
So
didn't vote.
round one.
We didn't vote between
Huh?
the two. We didn't vote between the two.
Oh, no, we didn't. Because I assumed what everybody was going to pick Peter Pan or People Mover.
People Mover.
Yep. That's what I put.
All right.
I went ahead and I cheated.
Well, we're also running on time. We're at 44, but I always edit so much of this out. We're fine. We got plenty of time.
Okay. All right. So best themed ride. Round one, Flight of Passage over in Pandora and Disney Animal Kingdom, or The Amazing Spider-Man.
Flight of Passage.
Same.
Like Amazing Spider-Man is a great ride if you are a big early comic book Marvel fan.
Yeah.
If you're not, it's just another ride. But Avatar is a whole nother experience of a ride.
Yeah.
The smells that are pumped in, 3D, the banshee breathing between your legs. Like Disney just really took that ride and knocked it out of the park all day.
Yeah, that has been my top ride.
Yeah.
Until Guardians came along.
Yeah. And even my dad who's scared to death of heights, which I mean, I personally am
Me
too.
So am I.
But I can cope with it on rides just because I know there's a 99.9% chance nothing's going to happen to me. He was like, yo, let's do that again. Like, that was awesome. Like, he absolutely loved that ride.
Yeah, the first time we rode it, I kept closing my eyes. So I missed a ton of it.
Yeah.
And then when I finally was like, all right, let me just watch, and now I keep my eyes open. It's awesome. So then, okay, so round 2, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway versus Men in Black Alien Attack.
I don't know. I mean, Men in Black Alien Attack is a great ride. It's a classic ride. Mickey and Minnie's is really loud. That's the only thing I hate about that ride is how loud it is.
It is loud. The Daisy part gets a little when you
Yeah.
learn it to waltz.
Like, I feel like I have to say Mickey and Minnie's Railway solely because the technology in that ride is way more advanced than Men in Black Alien Attack, which really
Gotcha.
does makes it a better themed ride.
Yeah, that's what I picked. Minnie and Minnie's. Mickey and Minnie's. That one's super cute.
Yeah, but between the two, hands down, Flight of Passage all day.
Same.
Yeah,
Yep.
that one's
That was a
easily.
no-brainer on that one.
Yeah, like I'm excited that Disneyland is getting a Pandora and that they're gonna get something similar to it. So, because it really is just a top tier ride.
So next category is best themed area. So we have round 1, Toy Story Land versus Universal Springfield, which, as we talked about before, is the Simpsons area.
I'm just not a big fan of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Never have been. I also don't feel Universal does a great job with themed areas as well as Disney does. The Harry Potter areas are really well themed,
Yeah.
but I feel like the rest of the park isn't really like you can walk through it and you have no idea that it's a themed area. And I do love Toy Story Land. Absolutely love Toy Story Land. So
Me too.
I'm gonna vote Toy Story Land.
Me too. Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember what episode it was that we did when we were talking about Universal. And I'm like, I didn't even realize that they classified areas as their themed lands, like San Francisco and New York, because it's based on the rides that are there. But I'm like, it's not like super themed,
Yeah.
like you were saying. So yeah, definitely Disney has hands down wins on the themed areas. So I'm interested to see what you're going to say on the next round, which is Disney's Galaxy's Edge versus Diagon Alley.
Diagon Alley.
Really?
I'm a bigger Potterhead than I am a Star Wars nerd.
Star Wars.
And
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, Star Wars area Galaxy's Edge is gorgeous. The detail that went into Galaxy's Edge really is top notch. But I just like I'm a Potterhead. Like
Yeah.
it's so there to me, going around and waving a wand and doing stupid spells is way cooler than going and building a lightsaber. Like that's just where it is for me. It's Diagon Alley all day.
Yep. Sweet. I did go with Galaxy's Edge. And I guess, well, I mean, I don't know a lot about Star Wars either. But I guess maybe I don't get all the references to the castle and the different things in Diagon Alley is where, or, the buildings.
Yeah.
I don't remember which side the castle thing is in.
It's in Hogsmeade.
Hogsmeade, yeah. But, at least with Galaxy's Edge, I know enough to appreciate the,
Yeah.
I don't even know what they're called. The Galaxy vehicles, whatever oh gosh. That's what we're going to call them from now on. Galaxy vehicles.
Galaxy vehicles. There we go.
All right. So you go on Toy Story Land or Diagon Alley?
Diagon
I already
Alley.
know.
Yeah, I gotta go with Diagon Alley.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Galaxy's Edge just because I do love Toy Story Land.
Yeah.
But I just feel like Galaxy's Edge is a little more themed, I guess. Because Toy Stories, you got the big characters, but it's mainly like the rides and stuff.
Yeah,
too.
there's a lot more themed things to look at in Galaxy's Edge than there is Toy Story. So yeah, I totally get that one.
Yep. Sweet. All right. I think I know what's going to win this one too. Okay. So now we into the funniest ride category. So we have Disney's Jungle Cruise versus Universal's The Simpsons ride.
Simpsons ride just weirded me out. I was super confused the whole time I rode it. I was like, what is happening? Why isn't this ride over yet? Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, I was worried.
And I don't even find Jungle Cruise funny. Like I don't. Like it's clever, but I don't necessarily find it like funny. Like it's just like I had Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, same. It's funny. Braden, when he was 9, the guy was trying to tell a joke and Braden answered it correctly. I think he like blew the guy's mind. I think it kind of ticked him off. He was like, wait a minute. Nobody was supposed to get it.
You're not supposed to know the answer.
Yeah, it was like, what is a fish without an S or something, or an I? Oh, what a fish without an I? And Braden was like, shh. And the guy just looked. I was like, you just rocked his world because you ruined his joke. It was funny. What's the next one? Okay, so round 2, Disney's Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor or Despicable Me Minion Mayhem.
Yeah, I gotta stay with Monsters Inc. on this one,
Yeah,
especially because like it's a great like every show's different because it's actual like comedians that are back there controlling the show. So
yeah,
it really is a pretty cool experience.
yeah. Fun stuff. I like when they pick the random people out of the crowd. Like there was an older guy and he had no idea, like
Yeah,
for the longest time. So Jungle Cruise or Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc.
I think I'm gonna go with Jungle Cruise.
Okay.
I mean, not that it's that funny. I don't know. I think it's cute. I know it's not a cute category, but some of the stuff. All right. So what's next? So best motion simulator: Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run, or Race Through New York with Jimmy Fallon.
So solely, I just like it has such great potential, but I always get salty on the Millennium Falcon because I'm always that one that's in the very back just pressing the button
Same.
while the kids up front who don't know how to drive are the one that's steering the ship. And I'm like, this is dumb. But I mean, it is a great ride. It really is. Especially because it's like one of those ones that you can actually control. You have a little bit of control over the outcome of it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would go Millennium Falcon, especially also because it's just super cool how the whole system is built. Like getting the behind the scenes look at that is just super cool, and they did a really good job with that. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Millennium Falcon.
I went Jimmy Fallon. Josh and I actually talked about this one right before, and he was like, "That ride gets a lot of like flack about it not really being good, but we like it. I
I
think it's
love
super fun."
I love the Jimmy
Yeah,
Fallon ride, especially I'm a big Jimmy Fallon fan.
yeah,
I thought it was a great ride. I just think best
yeah.
motion
Going against,
simulator. Yeah,
yeah, that one. Braden and I actually went back at the end of the night and rode that one while Liv and Josh rode something else because he liked that one too. It was fun. Okay, so Disney's Soarin' versus Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. And that one's like a coaster plus some simulation, right?
yeah.
Forbidden Journey. I didn't do that one. That's the one I will not do.
This is hard for me because I do love Soren, but I also love Forbidden Journey. It was I can't pick. Can't do it.
I'm definitely picking Soarin'.
Soren. Like when I just think about what I would rather ride, like it's Soren. Like the smells that they pump in, the whole like leaning side to side, like it's just such a great ride.
Yeah, and I don't. You might do this too, but like we always. I say we. I'll get Josh to do it. But we asked to get in the middle in the
Yeah.
top.
Yeah.
Like that's the best ride. Even though it's crazy because I'm scared of heights again, so I can't look down or look at the people's feet hanging on the side of me.
It's
But
such a great ride.
it is such a good ride.
I
Yeah.
think that's the one that's gonna take it for this category for me too. Like Millennium Falcon is a great ride, but Soren just is a classic for me. Great
Yeah.
motion simulator.
Same. Yeah. That's what I picked as my top one too. All right. Last one.
Last round.
Category 13, Best Interactive Attraction. Toy Story Mania versus Men in Black Alien Attack.
Toy Story Mania.
Same.
Great ride. Great ride.
That is also in my top 5 rides ever. And then Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin versus Villain Con.
I don't think I've done Minion Blast.
It's crazy. I'm going Buzz Lightyear because,
Buzz
I mean,
Lightyear, it holds a special place in my heart of the competition. Yeah, Buzz Lightyear.
yeah. And then the Villain Con is one where you actually stand on like a conveyor belt that moves. And then you're shooting, like you have the gun and you're shooting at, it's like the walls, everything's like big screens. So you're like shooting at the targets, but you're standing. So it's very similar.
I don't like that.
But yeah. And then of course for me, between the two, Toy Story Mania all the
Oh
way.
yeah. Same one. Like I feel like it went by super fast, but I do love like Toy Story Midway Mania. Like it was super cool.
Sweet. Well, that was fun. I don't think we need to hit the bonus rounds because I think I put those in there in case we didn't get through, but we got through and we don't need a filler. So let's say you have 1, 2,
I picked Disney. I know I did.
5, 6, 7, 8,
Yep, there it
9,
is. Yep.
10. So you have 10 Disney. So, of
3
course,
Universal.
that's what I should have did, was just count the Universal ones. So let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Same. So we each had 10 Disney. So
Interesting.
not really a surprise.
No.
Surprise.
Disney just, like, Disney's where it's at for me. Like, I've been to
Yeah.
Universal, but it's just not, and I would love to go back. And, I'm working on planning a trip for a family in December right now. Like, it's a super great park, but just Disney is where my heart at.
Yeah. I mean, and I love Universal. The ride, it's dependent on the experience that you want. Like, if we just want to go thrill ride, then I'm going to go to Universal.
Yeah.
But if I want the experiences, Disney. Like, I feel like I could do Disney twice a year and still go more times, but I wouldn't want to do Universal twice a year. Now, who knows with the new Epic stuff, if that's going to change that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But definitely Disney at heart, I guess.
Fun times. Do love Disney.
Yeah.
All right. So next week, Lori's favorite Sunday, which she's been most looking forward to since she came up with the idea.
Yes. Next week we are talking Earth Day and Animal Kingdom. So that is going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for that episode. We have a special guest with us next week.
Yes, we will have a special guest joining us next week, Ashley. So we're looking forward to having a guest host with us that we haven't had on the show before.
Yeah, exciting to have her. And then the 27th is what I'm looking forward to as we dive into halfway to Halloween.
Yeah, I think that one's going to be fun too. I know my family was planning the men in my family were planning to go to one of the NOLA Gold rugby games.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I can't. Well, Olivia's got a cheer parent meeting, but I'm like, we have the podcast and that's halfway to Halloween. So I am not missing that one.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun.
That is our last episode before we head into our month off.
Yes. So I'm definitely not going to miss it, but yeah. So fun stuff. I'm looking forward to both of those episodes. I think they'll be fun to talk about.
Yeah. So it's going to be good. Before we wrap up, and I'm going to let you close us out this week since your internet is working well. But
I know. Don't jinx me, though.
Right. Before we wrap up, I didn't say it at the beginning. I'll say it now. Thanks for tuning in and joining us on this episode and every episode that we do every week. We love going beyond the castle with you guys every single week, whether it's, on Facebook, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Twitch, or whether it's on one of our audio-only platforms, like, seeing the views that you guys are tuning in every week and just, going beyond the castle with us. We absolutely love it. So we just want to thank you guys for the support, and thanks for joining along with us.
Well, thank you guys again, like Fred said, for joining us. As always, you can find us on our website at www.goingbeyondthecastle.com, which is newly, I don't want to, not created. Well, yeah, just created by Fred, new website. Looks amazing. So go check it out. You can find all of our social media information on there. And actually you can click on different ways to listen to the podcast too, right? And watch it through the website.
Yep.
Yes. You can also find us on our Beacons channel at beacons.ai/going beyond the castle. And if you want to reach out to us for any reason, for a vacation quote, or if you want to, give us some ideas for an episode, have some feedback on an episode, would like to join us maybe one day if you have a topic, you can reach us at our email at info@goingbeyondthecastle.com. And we will see you guys next week.
Yep. See you guys next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us on this magical journey. We hope today's episode brought a little extra spark to your day and inspired your next adventure. Whether it's a thrilling escape to Universal, a dream cruise getaway, or unforgettable memories at Disney. Have questions? A topic you'd like us to cover? Your own magical story to share, or looking for travel assistance? We'd love to hear from you. Drop us a line at info@goingbeyondthecastle.com. Be sure to check out all our social media links and podcast platforms at beacons.ai/Going Beyond the Castle podcast. And don't miss the fun in our Facebook group, Going Beyond the Castle Podcast Lounge, where we share tips, updates, and behind-the-scenes moments. Until next time, see you real soon.